Dear students, we are going to start Marxism Part 1, in which we'll study Introduction to Marxism and Introduction to Karl Marx, who started the theory of Marxism. It began in 19th century as a pragmatic view of history that offered the working class of society an opportunity to change their world, to have their rights, to live their lives. It offered humanity a social, political, economic, and cultural understanding of the nature of reality, society, and the individual. And it gave, you may say, rise to the class of proletariat, which is the concept by Karl Marx. Marxism is a political and economic way of organizing society where the workers own the means of production. Socialism is a way of organizing a society in which the means of production are owned and controlled by the proletariat. So, Marxism proposed that this was the next necessary step in the progress of history. It focuses on class relations and societal conflict. People's experiences are responsible for shaping and developing an individual personal consciousness. Karl Marx was a German philosopher, economist, historian, sociologist, political theorist, journalist, and socialist revolutionary. Marx's work in economics laid the basis for the current understanding of labor and its relation to capital, and has influenced much of the subsequent economic thought, which is still now rising and increasing and interrelating with the other theories like feminism, eco-criticism, biopolitics, and so on. He moved to Paris in 1843, where he began writing for radical newspapers and met Frederick Engels, who would become his lifelong friend and collaborator in so many of his works. In 1849, he was exiled and moved to London together with his wife and children, where he continued writing and formulating his theories about social and economic activity. So, this was the thing which brightened his mind, and it brought so many ideas in his mind regarding class difference and class consciousness. This is the book German Ideology. It was co-authored with Frederick Engels in 1845. Uh, it was unpublished in 1845, and this is where we see Marx beginning to develop his theory of history. The Communist Manifesto is perhaps Marx's most widely read work. You may also have heard about this book. This was again jointly written with Engels and published with a great sense of excitement as Marx returned to Germany from exile to take part in the revolution of 1848. And with the failure of revolution, Marx moved to London, where he remained for the rest of his life. Das Kapital was written in 1867. The Communist Manifesto was written in 1848. Marx declared that consciousness does not determine life. Life determines consciousness. So you must know about your rights. If you are living in a capitalist society, in a democratic society, or whatever. He said that our ideas and concepts about ourselves fashion in everyday discourse in the language of the real life. It was the notion by Karl Marx. Das Kapital, as I have already told you, that it was written in 1867. Das Kapital is a critique, it's a criticism on political economy, and it's a critical analysis of political economy published in 1867, intended to reveal the economic laws of a capitalist mode of production. This is quite, you may say, appropriate term capitalist mode of production for any society in which there is distinction between bourgeois and proletariat. Karl Marx proposes that the motivating force of capitalism is in the exploitation of labor, whose unpaid work is the ultimate source of surplus value and then profit, both of which concepts have a specific meaning of Marx. The Communist Manifesto, one of the most influential political manuscripts published in 1848, which presents an analytical approach to class struggle, the problems of capitalism, the capitalist mode of production. This book contains Marx and Engels' theories about the nature of society and politics that, in their own words, and the history of all hitherto existing society in the history of class struggle. Marxist philosophy holds some core beliefs that society had progressed from one economic system to another. As society progresses from a feudal system to a market based economy, the actual process from producing, distributing, and consuming goods become more complex. So people's function within the economic system become differentiated. In every society, or either it is a capitalist society, base and superstructure, these two are the basic uh, mm, parts of that society. Base engenders and controls all human institutions and ideologies. Superstructure, all social and legal institutions, political and educational systems, religion, and art. So it can be clearly seen that base controls all human institutions uh, and ideologies. Let us see the difference between bourgeois and proletariat class. You may see the capital word, the bourgeois class and the proletariat. Bourgeois किसको कहते हैं? Bourgeois is the member of middle class, typically with reference to its materialistic values or conventional attitudes. The rise of the bourgeois at the end of 18th century could be seen. Hence, since 19th century, the term bourgeois usually is politically and socially synonymous with the ruling upper class of a capitalist society. They were the socio-economic class between the peasants and the landlords, between the workers and the owners of the means of production. Let us see the next slide. This is about proletariat class. Marxist philosophy considers that the proletariat to be oppressed by capitalism and forced to accept meager wages in return for operating the means of production which belong to the class of business owners, the bourgeois. So Marx claimed that this oppression gives the proletariat common economic and political interests that transcend national boundaries, impelling them to unite and take over power from the capitalist class and eventually to create a communist society free from class distinctions.